pair of Ontario Trillium Foundation appreciation events were held in Thunder Bay yesterday. The Trillium funding was helping children explore the arts with KHEP and also helping launch new crisis programs for Thunder Bay and area victim services. Riley McManus was at both announcements and brings us the details.
What's been, so exciting about today is to see that, it's almost 20 years later that I think that KHEP started, how much it's grown.
The first announcement was held at St. James Public School, where school officials wanted to thank the Trillium Fund for allowing the KHEP program to continue running. KHEP stands for Community Arts and Heritage Education Project and is a non-for-profit which exposes children to the many different faces of art and brings real local artists into different settings to teach and help these students explore their unlocked talents.
The artists themselves, they come from all different disciplines, from visual to music to dance to writing to whatever, and it's a way for the artists to actually get into the community and interact with people in a different way than they're normally used to, and I think it just also opens a lot of kids' eyes, especially in this sort of environment, that this is a possible avenue for what they can do with their lives.
Funding is super important. Obviously, artists don't work for free, and without the opportunity to have access to funding, we wouldn't be able to have them in our school working side by side with teachers, because it's not just the students that learn, but it also supports educators as they're gaining more experience and understanding.
MPP Kevin Holland was there to see the $155,000 that was granted to the program in action. And he says Trillium funding is key to allowing access to arts and education for students. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, Thunder Bay and Area Victim Services hosted a gathering where both Vaugeois and Holland were in attendance, along with new Police Chief Darcy Fleury. Penny Radford is the Executive Director of the Victim Services Group, and she expressed gratitude for the $55,000 in Trillium funding, which allowed the organization to revamp the programs it offers.
The funding is detrimental and just barely enough to keep rolling with the amount of crimes. To have that extra funding come into place really makes it a better experience and better outcomes, more positive outcomes.
The importance of victim services, I think, sometimes gets lost, because as police officers and as we go through the justice systems, we always focus on the accused, the crime, maybe the subject or the bad guy, and we sometimes forget about the victims.
Riley McManus, TBT News.